Willkommen. My name is Sara Ost. You probably have never heard my name before, nor do you know anything about me. I believe that God writes the best life stories, and so I invite you now to listen well as I tell you the story of my life. I was born on March 15th, 1778, in the small village of Vingelen, located south and east of Trondheim in the region of Nord-Østerdal. I am the only daughter of my beloved far, Ingerbert Ingerbretsen Oost, and my dear Mor, Mari Pedersdotter Rura. They were hard-working laborers on our own land, the Ooster farm. Sadly, when I was only 7 years old, my papa died. Without him there to provide for us, as a young girl, I helped my widowed Mor to earn kroner by transporting wagon loads of coal to the nearby Røros Copper Works mine. I remember one morning I was not feeling well enough to go to work, and my Mor was very loving and wise. She said to me that I could stay home, and she instructed me to do 3 things. Go for a long walk in the sunshine, drink a hot cup of strong egg coffee, and then eat a large slice of her freshly baked almond kringle. Yeah, they're so good, she said. Eat it well. I tell you, it was a miracle how quickly I recovered. I highly recommend that remedy to whenever you are not feeling your very best in the morning. My Mor and I miss Papa so much, but we did all that we could to work hard and live very frugally in order to keep our farmland. These were such difficult days, not only for us, but for many others. The conditions in Norway were desperate. We were living under the oppression of the rule of Denmark. Among laborers, there was a vast unemployment, and among the rural peasant farmers like us, there was much poverty. Despair led many a man and woman to drunkenness. Although ale was freely poured in the drinking houses, spiritually Norway was as dry as Ezekiel's bones. In the Lutheran state churches, the pulpits were filled with highly educated, scholarly priests, but the pews were empty. Many of those parish pastors were academics, but they were not shepherding their flocks. The people had stopped going to church. Many had gone astray and wandered far away from God. Even in the capital city of Christiania, which had a population of 10,000, only about 20 people attended Sunday worship services at the cathedral there. But God loved all people. In his divine plan, he was orchestrating something very good to help change the course of Norway's history. As I grew up, I continued working beside my Mor at the copper mine. When I was not there, you could find me weeding the vegetable garden, or milking our cows and goats, or tending the sheep, or chopping firewood. When all my chores were done, you could find me sitting beside a cool mountain stream, working away on some knitting some warm woolen mittens, or some sitting beside a rocking chair in a warm fireside reading books. I had a hungry mind, and I loved to read. I first became aware of Hans Nielsen Hauge when I was 21 years old. The mining industry where we worked had been established by Hauge. Other workers at the copper smelting mines had embraced his teachings and values by reading his best-selling books. 2 of his recently published books were given by one of my co-workers for me to read. One was The Christian Doctrine Explained in the Epistles and Gospels, and the other was The True Psalms for True Christians. Within these insightful pages, I found clear answers to some questions that I had been asking to understand about God and the Bible. A few weeks later, I heard that Hans Nielsen Hauge was coming to Vingelen to hold a meeting, and I wanted to hear this famous author. On that Friday night, nearly 100 people gathered in Bjorn Hansen's large barn, all eager to listen to Hauge preach. He stood on a bale of hay so we could all see him, and you could have heard a pin drop. That night, Hauge shared his testimony with us. Oh, my dear listeners, I will now tell you what he told us that night, and also what I learned about him by reading his autobiography called A Testament to My Friends. Here is the true story of Hans Nielsen Hauge.